So in this video, I got my first big drop, and I was super excited about that, and that's going to be coming up in just a little bit. But for now, we're going to go and talk about this currency method that I found. The method is using the body card, divination card, and when you use 4 of these cards, it gives a unique body. So I looked up the table for what exactly can potentially drop from this. It looks like there are a few different items that could be potentially useful or potentially valuable. One of them that I need for my build is an Impulsas, and currently they're sitting at around like 2 exalts, three exalts like for a bad one, and then sky's the limit with like the really good ones. So I created a spreadsheet and I ran the numbers on a bunch of this stuff, and maybe if somebody wanted to see it, I'll go and link that. It's really nothing special, but I gathered the information on what all this stuff is worth, and and I figured out like how much the average use of one of these div cards is, and there was something around like 50 to 60 items on this drop table, and there are about 6 of them that are good. So that's a 1 in 10 chance of getting something that recoups like the money that you put into it, or even profits. After looking around for a few of these items though, I think I bought maybe 12 of them. I noticed that I was quickly buying out the market, and I had previously thought that this would be something I would be able to do maybe like 10 or even 15 times a day. I was only able to do this like 3 times the first time I did it, and then the following day, uh, I didn't even mess around with it. I just went and got into something else. It's not that I'm giving up on this method. It's just that I feel like the market just doesn't have enough of these cards right now for me to for it to be worth me putting all my currency into and essentially just wasting it over and over and over again. So when I have a little bit more money, I'll come back to this later. I also ran the numbers on the chaos recipe, and it turns out that when you do unidentified items, you get 2 chaos from the chaos recipe, and that would mean that it's actually worth it to buy some of these items. So I started scavenging through the trade site, and I found a bunch of different people that were selling like the stuff that I needed. And I got to trading, picked up a whole bunch of these items, and I got to work with the chaos recipe. And I think I ended up making something around like 16 to 18 chaos from my like loot dump that I had created that I was collecting eye level 60 plus rares in, and it also cleaned out a lot of space. So I've still been farming blood aqueducts. I went and tested out a few maps, and I noticed for my XP rate, it's still faster. It's still faster for me to do blood aqueducts than it is for me to do low level maps. So I've just been running this over and over and over again, and now at this point in time, like when I finally get like all my humility cards for the tabula rasa, uh, it's not going to be of any use to me. So it'll just be something that I go and toss in one of my stash tabs and keep for a while. In the case that I start a new build in the future, it'll be valuable, but until then, it's just not going to be of any value. Right now, I have the currency to be able to pick up decent gear, so there's really just no point in me thinking about that item anymore. I finally figured out how the incursion works. I looked up a video, watched a video that gave a little bit better explanation, and I've been having a fair bit of fun with it now. It's kind of like one of those good old-fashioned smash and grabs, and yeah, that style of gameplay it really suits me. So did a few of these. They're a little bit more exciting, so I just left them here on screen. And once I finally understood like how exactly these worked and how exactly you unlocked and linked together different rooms, I started to prioritize like opening these rooms rather than just running around aimlessly not knowing what anything does. But as you can see in the video, things are still a little bit choppy and still making a couple silly mistakes here and there, but it is what it is. By the end of the video, I had gotten quite a bit better with these incursions and kind of like figuring out how exactly to boost the timer. Coming up now on this drop that I got, so I think I'm going to go quiet and just let you watch the reaction. Not a super excitable person, but I was pretty excited about this one. This was awesome. Oh my god. Woo! Yes! Yes, man. There we go. It's begun. It has begun. Ah, man. Man, oh man, oh man. I am happy about that one. That is awesome. So, I really didn't expect to get an Exalted Orb that early in my playthrough of the game. And when I noticed like what it was, when it finally like clicked, like what I had just gotten, like I was blown away by it. At that point in time, everything that I had collected in about 5 days was worth something around like 40 to 50 chaos. Like the stuff that I had gotten that I thought would be worth money and I thought would sell quickly, it really just didn't. So I got back to incursions and I did a few of them for a while. Ran the Blood Aqueduct some more. Got a couple more humility cards, got a few more chaos, a couple 6-socket items, and then I finally hit level 70. And after hitting level 70, I noticed the experience rate started to slow down like a lot. And I figure that this is probably the experience penalty like for the zone that I'm in. So I should note that it's still faster experience for me to go and run like blood aqueducts than it is for me to do like low level maps. And it's nearly 2 times faster. So I'm just going to continue doing this until it gets to the point where like maps are faster experience. Oh yeah, I picked up this 6-socket bow, and I noticed that it had all green sockets, which is highly desirable for range builds. I know from a range build that I tried to play in the past, and I'm thinking that I might have to go and like craft with that a little bit later. But I went and threw an alchemy on it, and I probably should have waited on that. I probably should have tried to have gotten like a couple like max modifiers before I did that, and then I should have used like a regal to convert it from like a magic to a rare item. But still, it seemed like it was a pretty good bow, and I think later on when I have the means to, I'm gonna come back to that and try to craft it into a 6-link bow and see if maybe I can turn it into anything. Who knows? Maybe it'll be the basis for my next build. So that's about all that happened. I'm still just working on optimizing my gear and, well, learning how to play the game more efficiently, getting my skill gems set up, getting my skill gems leveled up. So that's really about it. I'm currently working on, like, just optimizing my gear, and becoming more efficient with the game. I almost forgot to mention, I set up my cast when damage is taken, like, gems on a 4-link, and that actually helped out a lot. That made things a lot more survivable. I can't remember what exactly the skill gems that I set up were called alongside of it, but that helped out with survivability a lot. So that's about all I've got for now. If you liked the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot. Thanks. Have a good day.